The world is moving fast. And honestly, we're just trying to make sense of it all. We're pulling back the curtain on the big ideas, the what ifs, and the stuff that actually matters.
This is Shifting Thoughts with Albert and Cody.
Forget the script. Let's get into it.
We've made it to episode 9.
That's right.
I can't believe, I told Brittany, I was like, I cannot believe we've done up to 9 episodes.
We are so close to double digits.
Dude.
I think I was seeing, I think it was like yesterday, that very few get past 20.
Really?
Yes. Very few get past 20.
Oh, wow.
And then it just, I don't know if it's linear or exponential after that. But
So-
it's a pretty big drop off.
So I wonder it's because the numbers, like you're so focused on the analytics and you're seeing like, okay, this video, nobody saw it, or this, podcast episode, no one heard it.
Yeah. No one downloaded it.
Right.
No one listened all the way through.
I can see how that would discourage people.
It can really mess you up. I think digital numbers in our modern world completely skew
Yeah.
exactly what we see.
Yeah.
Right? So, for example, if I'm in a group of people and I say something and 3 people say, I like that, we would go, right on.
Yeah.
If you put a Facebook post out and you get 3 likes, you go, oh, no one cares. No one cares.
All right.
Right? So we're
Yeah.
getting close to 10 episodes. We're getting close to the first double digit.
Yep.
We have almost 200, listens or downloads.
We've got getting close to 200 downloads.
All right, so 200 downloads, right?
Yeah.
If I, within the period that we started this, and had 200 people listen to what I had to say, I've been like, oh my, I'm running for president. I am running for president because the campaign's already started. And I wouldn't even really, we're just getting started.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I can see 100% how the numbers can 100% mess you up.
I mean, I was surprised when, like, out of nowhere yesterday I logged in. I was like, it's almost 200 downloads over here. Like, what? We're like, somebody's listening to this stuff, you know, and like over and over and over again.
That's right.
You know, so we're definitely sharing stuff that, is probably just resonating, to some level.
That's right.
There might not be the whole episode, but there's something in there that's resonating.
Yeah.
Which I went back and I changed our on our social media. Like, we're just, I had this whole long paragraph of like, this is Albert Galeas and Cody Smith. And I went back and I was like, we're just 2 guys who are radically open. That's it.
I love it.
That's
yeah,
it.
way
like,
shorter.
Shorter, to the point. Like, and that's really what it's about. We're just 2 guys that have chosen to be radically open about this stuff, right? Where most people are looking to hide for various reasons, or they're just not accustomed to being vulnerable or sharing stuff out. We're just like, all right, here you go, have at it.
Think about it. Our new seating position, for those who are watching the video, we are now staring into each other's eyeballs.
I know.
For the sake of getting all of this to work.
Correct.
This position
Yeah.
made it happen.
Yeah.
At some point, maybe the camera will just be facing our backs as we talk to a wall. Who knows?
Oh my gosh.
Maybe each week we will never be.
So my vision is going to be multiple cameras, different shots, bam, 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 bam. But,
that's later.
We're going to get to that
That's
point
later.
a little bit later,
Well, Albert, bring us up to date on what is today, because we have a part 1 and part 2.
We're going to do a part 1, part 2 on this episode. And this one, like I was telling you, I was at the gym yesterday just working out, killing it. I was almost dead. And then I know I don't look like I go to the gym, but I really do.
Yeah, check his Instagram.
I know.
Do you still post on Instagram?
No, I need to go back. I
need that Albert motivation.
I'm
at 4 a.m. when I wake up.
Back.
Okay. All right.
I'm going back. But I was at the gym, and I don't know, man. I was just in there, and the topic, like the title, just hit me. filling your own cup. And it just, golly, man, I guess it came from a place of like sometimes life can get so bogged down.
That's right.
With so much stuff that, you know, as a guy, honestly, as anybody, I think sometimes you can just, you can choose to want to escape as the easy route. And this is where this is coming from. Earlier this week, I was at work. I'm exhausted from all the stuff that we got to do, plus stuff at home. And all I can think about was, I wish I could jump from a plane just into the open sky with some music playing. And I'm just like weightless in the air, just like serene. And then I was like, why are you trying to escape? Go fill this cup up. Like, yes, that's a sign that you need.
And you don't have to jump out of a plane.
Yeah, no. I know. But it was the weightless. It was the weightless part. It was
That's
like,
right.
I need something weightless. Like, no more carrying anything.
I'm going to feel light.
Light.
Yeah.
And skydive is definitely not the way to do it. But it hit me, though. I was like, you know what? At some point, I need to start filling my own cup. Like, I need to look at what I've been doing to try to fill it, and it ain't working. I need to pivot. I need to find something else. So that's sort of where I started going back and really thinking about what are the core things that fill my cup, right? Scripture. Lifting weights.
Okay.
The next one was something intellectual, right? I give me something to think about.
You know, you basically just listed out body, soul, spirit. You know, isn't that interesting? Scripture, spirit, intellect, soul, right? Yeah. Training in the gym, body.
Yeah.
You know.
So it's the spiritual, it's the physical, it's the intellectual part, and the one I added in there was also like brotherhood. Just like socials, right? And I was like, these are the 4 things that fill my cup. And I started going back and I'm like, how am I doing in all these areas, right? Because sometimes life can get so busy that you start ignoring those areas. And then, you know, you just start, I don't know, complaining and you're in a bad mood and things aren't changing. You got to pivot.
That's right.
You got to pivot. So I kind of went back, and the verse that hit me on this one, I think I have it in there. What was it? Can you look up
Is that the 1 Timothy 4?
1 Timothy 4 verses 7 and verse 8, right? Just because it spoke to me like heavily. It called me out.
Did you happen to be reading this? And it caught out?
So I just finished reading all of Proverbs.
Okay.
And I just went ahead and I just jumped to the New Testament. Somehow I landed on Titus. Then I've been messing around with 1 Timothy now, just slowly.
All right. 4, 7 through 8? All right, let's jump in. All right, it says, but have nothing to do with pointless and silly myths. Rather, train yourself in godliness, for the training of the body has limited benefit, but godliness is beneficial in every way, since it holds promise for the present life and also for the life to come.
And the part that stood out to me there was the train yourself. Train yourself. And a lot of times, training myself, and this is the part that I'm guilty of, and this by no means you should stop listening to our podcast, but sometimes training myself has been like, I need to listen to some different podcasts on like something for me to improve.
That's right.
Right? And did it help? Yeah, it kind of gave me ideas of things to do, but it didn't fill my cup. You know? That intellectual part really, it wasn't quite enough. So I started noticing, I was like, okay, my scripture in the morning, I need to change that, right? It went from just reading the Bible to, I'm seeking solitude.
within Scripture.
Yeah. Right? Like, I want to hear your prompting in my life. Not just, I wake up, today's chapter 2. What does it say? Highlight a couple of things, memorize it, go about my day. I was like, God, I need to find you in a quiet place, in a cave, just you and me. I need to hear you. I need to feel you. So that started changing for me. And it happened last week. I'm never the type to wake up in the morning and go outside and sit down and just look at the trees. Not me.
What are you talking about?
Like,
aren't you the 4 a.m. get up and go to the gym?
Yeah, let's go to the gym.
Oh, so you go to the gym.
That's different.
But stepping out into nature.
Stepping out into nature? I'm a beach person. So if it was the beach, it'd be different. But just staring at the woods?
Can't stand the beach.
Not me. What?
I'm like the woods.
No.
Yes.
No. I love the beach.
Yes.
Nah, dude. The beach. That's the spot.
No, it is. The beach is a place where life is very abrasive.
Oh, no.
It's hot.
It's beautiful. That sand. The salty air. It's awesome. The sound of the ocean.
I do like the sound of the ocean. But the journey of getting there, I don't think I like the beach the way other people like the beach.
Oh, man, I love it.
Because if I'm on the beach, I almost want to be hunting something. Dude,
really?
Give me a spear into the
fishing?
ocean. You just want to go murder a fish, dude. That sounds terrible, but I want to go hunt and make a fire on the beach and cook it and whatever else.
Yes, I'll do that. I do want to do that.
But the lawn chair thing, sitting on a towel on the beach,
it's beautiful.
I ain't about it.
It's beautiful.
Nah,
it's peaceful.
Count me out.
Ah, man, come on, dude. I love it. That's my spot. All right, so I woke up and I said, let me take my coffee. Let me go sit in the back porch. Mm-hmm. And then let me just sit in silence. Just silence. Lord, I just want some just a moment of peace with you, right? Mm-hmm. And dude, it happened. It honestly happened. Just choosing 5, 10, 15 minutes. It was actually about 20 minutes that I was out there. But just those 20 minutes of just staring at the trees, listening to the birds, just listening to the branches break, all of that. Just all of that. I was like, all right, things are fine. I feel you. I hear you. I see that. I don't know, the prompting that I received from that moment was things will continue moving. Mm-hmm. Life keeps moving.
Yeah.
And it just helped. It was just one of those things. You feel bogged down currently, but it's fine. Everything keeps moving. The river keeps on going. Just go with it. And I felt that, and it refreshed me more than the gym, to be honest. In that moment,
how about that?
Yeah, it was just don't lift weights today. You need to just sit still. And that's sort of where all of this is coming from.
Do you think that's a skill?
To sit in solitude?
Yes.
In our day and time,
100%. Growing up before internet, video games.
Yeah.
Dude, there was a time where you were just bored.
Mm-hmm.
Boredom was the norm at times. And then you would go outside and whatever else, you'd be by yourself. Mm-hmm. Literally playing with roly-polies or whatever else. Yeah. But it felt like there was a lot more solitude then. And I'd imagine even more before that, to where it was almost a natural skill you developed through life, like walking. Mm-hmm. Not a lot of people for the most part. You just keep living and you will eventually learn to walk. Mm-hmm. Just instinct will kick in and you have developed a skill set of walking. Mm-hmm. And just because of how either culture or society or the fact that there was not a whole lot of things to distract you other than maybe survival.
Right.
And winter is coming. Mm-hmm. Right? You would have times where you would just have to be with yourself in solitude. You would develop that skill. Now, I think we are just so bad at it.
Oh, we are incentivized to just remain busy. Mm-hmm. You're incentivized to look at your phone constantly, or you're going to miss out. on the weekends, make sure you're catching up the new episode of X, Y, and Z.
That's right.
Right? And I mean, I don't know. Everything about our daytime, our culture right now is about make sure you have that phone next to you or you'll miss out.
Stay plugged in.
Stay plugged in. And we've lost the skill. Absolutely have lost the skill of just stillness and solitude.
That's right.
Just being bored.
Well, think about Israel leaves Egypt and God establishes the Sabbath. They had no context for an off day. None. They had no context for this thing at all.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
True.
So then, which just sounds like our society. Like we're a different type of slave to entertainment and distraction and being plugged in and being agitated at things that are happening across the world.
Yeah.
So he institutes a Sabbath, and they were not allowed to work. Whereas before, you didn't have a choice.
Correct.
It was, you are not allowed not to work. And that was everything that they knew. And so God puts in this day where they're not allowed to, period. And you have to keep it holy, honor that, and it gave you time for solitude.
That's a life-changing event right there for
life-changing.
everyone.
And I know for a fact, I won't say for a fact, but I'm pretty positive that the first Sabbath, they had no idea what to do. I bet you they absolutely sucked at it. I bet you that didn't feel right. It almost felt like they were doing something wrong. You're doing something wrong. So it feels kind of that way now in modern times where not doing something is wrong.
So that's funny that you said that, because when me and Brittany initially got married, she's a hard worker. She comes from a family that just works hard, all the time. They work really hard. But I do remember that, as opposed to like my culture, like chill, like sit back and chill, right?
Yeah.
So when we first got married, I remember on the weekend, I would just lay on the couch and she's like, "What are you doing?" Relaxing? She was like, "Why?" Because that's what you do on the weekends. She was like, "No, we got to do this, we got to do that, we got to do this." And dude, for the longest time, we would butt heads about that.
For sure.
Because for her, it's like, there's something to do. And it was only to about, golly, couple of years back, maybe around the time that Belle was born, where she honestly started embracing the idea of relaxing. And even she would tell me, like, this feels wrong.
It feels wrong.
And I'm like, why? So because there's this stuff to do. I was like, it will be there. It will just be there. Just relax. It's going to be okay. To the point that now we're both really good about protecting a time of boredom. Even for our kids. Like, we force them to be bored.
You ever told your kids when Dad, I'm bored? And I'll tell my kids, that's the greatest thing that could ever happen to you.
Oh, man.
My kids look at me like I'm nuts.
Yeah.
And I was like, you do not understand the superpower that your brain is until you are bored.
Yep.
And you will find out how to do something.
So we have a rule. No TV until it's dark.
Okay.
So they are forced every day to be bored all day long. What do we do? I don't know.
I always go to prison inmates.
Yeah.
Like, prison inmates have very few resources, lots of supervision, right? But they have a lot of time. They have a lot of time. And they figure out how to do all kinds of stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
They will turn any piece of whatever into a tattoo gun. They will find out how to make weapons out of things that you would never think to make weapons. They will find ways to communicate through a toilet to another person with a toilet.
Oh, my God.
You seen that? They will empty out the water of their toilets and they will be able to communicate with each other.
Holy
like they're
smokes.
playing that cups and strings like we did as kids, right?
Oh my God.
Right? And so you look at that and I go, the human
wild.
brain is absolutely incredible. And boredom is one of the greatest gifts you could ever be given.
It is. I mean, I myself, so the part that I struggle with sometimes with boredom is that I want to fill it with something else. So like typically, and this is the part I'm trying to be careful about, I'll fill it in with like a video game.
Yeah.
You know, that's my thing. And I do a lot of retro games. So I'm like, let me go back and play that Pokemon game again.
Yeah.
You know, like that's me, or Golden Sun or Advanced Wars, like all the GBA stuff. And then I'll start playing it and I'm like, why am I playing this again for the 15th time? Like just put it down and just chill. Don't even turn on the TV. And to be honest, I started just reading more fictional books again. And that's not me. I'm always I need something informational related to like what I do.
That's right.
And nah, dude, go get a fiction book, go get lost in the world. And I bought the Hot Zone. Brittany was like, you're reading the Hot Zone? And I was like, yeah, what is that about? Pandemic? And she's like, and that's relaxing? I was like, absolutely.
Correct.
This is amazing. So I'm just reading through that right now.
It also forces your brain to create the world. When you play a video game, you don't have to guess what anything looks like. Nothing. But when you read a book, you actually have to fill in a lot of holes, and it's incredible how naturally you'll just do that.
Yeah, you'll build the world.
You'll build a whole world, and it's just exciting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because you built it.
And so that's sort of the intellectual part that I've been enjoying. It's actually making me go back and pull stuff from online to sort of fact check a lot of stuff that I'm reading through the book. So it's very interesting. Probably I wouldn't recommend it for everybody as a relaxing book. I find it relaxing though.
Yeah.
It's super awesome. But, you know, kind of going back to this one, right? Filling your own cup. And what I've noticed, particularly for myself, is one of those things that I wrote in here is, I think it's a failure of creating a system. I think a lot of people fail to establish a method for filling their own cup because there's not a system in place. It's
That's
almost like it will be filled by accident. And it's not consistent. It's not purposeful. It's not very, really directed. It'll just happen by accident. Like, I know these things are helpful for me, but I've noticed that the reason it's difficult sometimes because I don't, I'm a systems person. I think in systems, and
You have a gift of systems.
I love
I've told you
systems.
that before.
I know, man. It works for me. In my head, everything just, I don't know. It just falls into place. So I sat down and I was like, I need to build a system for filling my own cup. And honestly, what the system is carving out that time on purpose.
Correct.
Right? So I think I've noticed that a lot of people struggle with it because there is no system in place. It's sort of like it may happen as it comes. And, when you're seeing in scripture, train yourself. I mean, it's no different than a boxer trying to become, a professional. It's not going to be it's not going to be by accident. I mean, you have to be really good, right?
Or a natural born prodigy of sorts.
What I mean, it goes back to one of those things. You can have, what is it they say, to be great at something is 1% talent and 99% like hard work.
Yeah.
The 99% hard work is a system. So it's the same thing here. If God is calling you to train yourself, yes, you may have the gift of, I don't know, understanding scripture. You may have the gift of, working with people and whatnot, and those things can fill you up. But again, if it's all done by just accident and you're not really sitting down to say, like, how do I structure my time to make sure that these things are falling into place? With the idea that I'm also married and have a bunch of kids, right? Still create some type of framework for that, right? So I think that's where people struggle.
Having a system in place.
Having a system in place.
I think it's twofold.
Okay, what you got?
One, it's having a system in place, and also recognizing how do those systems work in each one of those areas of like, there's a system for spirit, there's a system for soul, there's a system for body, and then encompassing all of that, like you said earlier, you said brotherhood, community.
Yep.
All of those are exercised for the most part within community. Right? So there's a system for that as well. And so kind of understanding where you're at in the rung of what you're trying to work on, like what's the biggest deficit.
Yeah.
Right? And then figuring out what kind of system works in that place. Right? So spiritual system works very much along the planes of gratitude.
Boom. Yes.
Right? See what I'm saying?
Yes.
So like to receive something spiritually, right? In this case, like the Bible, right? So then, like, because you wrote down here, like, say, we want to be godly men, but honestly, are you actually training for godliness, or are you just hoping it happens by accident, right?
Yeah.
You go to 2 Peter,
Okay.
and Peter, getting close to the end of his life, he's about to be killed. Very confidently, right outside the gate of the greeting, he goes, by God's power, we have been given everything required for godliness. You already have it, right? But I can't hold, like you could hand me your phone, right? And I can receive that, and I can know I can physically have that, okay? But in something as spiritual, the Bible uses gratitude as a way of receiving that. And so you saying thank you for something is your way for your brain to recognize that it's yours.
Yeah.
Right? So if you never actually take the time to step into gratitude, which the New Testament is always about, be thankful in everything. Don't lose your gratitude. Be thankful. Give thanks, right? It's riddled throughout it.
Yeah.
And so you have to look at Scripture as something spiritual and look at it and go, God, thank you that that's true. Right? Because oftentimes God's already giving you stuff.
That's the main thing.
Yeah. Jesus has already paid for stuff.
Yeah.
And most of us have only walked through the door of forgiveness to get back into the house.
Right.
And there's a lot of gifts under the tree. And when they're got your name on it, and you don't open them because you don't think they're yours. And you keep begging God to give you something you already got.
And see, so I think that perspective right there is key to all of it, right? Because a lot of times I will think in terms of like, my cup is half full. Right?
Yeah.
I need to, the topic is filling your own cup, right? But sometimes we think the cup is half full, and God is like, the cup is full.
The cup is full.
You just need to learn how to handle the cup.
That's right.
Right? And that's where the training comes in. So there's a lot of times where I'll go back into, like I said, like that victim mentality, right? Where I was like, golly, everything's horrible, blah, 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 blah. And literally you turn to Scripture, you already have everything you need. The reason you feel like you can't handle it is because you're not training yourself to handle the cup.
That's right.
It's full already. So a lot of times I have to work on changing my perspective to understand I already have everything. I need to train myself to now handle it.
That's right. So there's in my mind, there's always two cups. There's the cup God gave you. That cup never runs out, period. And then you have your man-made cup. You made it. Okay. And I think this is where it's like important, because I imagine a lot of people listening to this and go, but I feel empty. Why, if I've given everything, why do I feel this way? All right. Here's the best way I can basically put it. And this is for anyone who's ever thought, if I had more discipline, motivation, and willpower, I could change.
Yeah.
I could fix this. I'm here to tell you, you do not need more of any of those things. You were given all the discipline, willpower, and motivation from the day you were born.
Yep.
But wherever it's pointing, gets all of it. Gets all of it. All right? So, Albert, how much discipline, motivation, and willpower did I need to go watch pornography when I wanted it?
Oh, none.
I didn't need any because it was already pointed that way. Right? This is really important.
That's key.
I knew that pornography was wrong. Mm-hmm. But I believed not feeling unlovable was best. And what you believe is best trumps everything else.
Yep.
And so all my discipline, willpower, motivation was already pointed to what I believe was best. And I had a little bit left over to try and resist all that.
Yeah.
And I would fail every single time. And it never changed until I could actually read scripture, and it says God presents you holy and blameless and faultless and declared you righteous, and this is who you are now. Not because you earn it, but that's what Jesus paid for. Just open the gift and say thank you. Mm-hmm. And when I started doing that and gradually started to actually believe it was true, my motivation, discipline, and willpower started going the other way.
Yeah.
And now I didn't have to try to not watch pornography. I didn't want to watch pornography because I didn't believe that was best anymore.
So 2 things. Number 1, 100%, 100%. Because I've seen that for myself, right? When I was walking that path, it was all directed towards, I don't know, man, boredom.
To step into pornography?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I started to kind of go back and think through it, right?
It's like the different boxes it checks.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And in addition to all the different boxes that it was checking for me, but then I noticed what stopped it for me. And to be honest, pointing the arrow somewhere else.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Truly.
that's what stopped it.
Right.
Was to just take. Number 1, I had to understand I have all this energy, right? And currently, it's pointing at something destructive, right? And honestly, yeah, it took. I don't know, man. It took God for him to say, like, it's not that you lack the energy. You have the energy. Point it somewhere else.
That's right.
And that kind of, honestly, when you're saying that really changed all that. Mm-hmm. But the second part to what I'm saying this, to all of this is what you're bringing up. It's almost like, okay, so before you even start thinking about filling your own cup, you need to almost have an inventory of what are all the things you're currently pointing to.
Correct.
Before we even dive into filling your own cup, right? Because like you're saying, right? And scripture's saying, it's not that you lack anything. You already have it.
You already have it.
But where is it currently pointing to? Mm-hmm. And from there, once you get that understanding, then you can start really restructuring things.
Well, and I would say to start, because I imagine it's always like, well, what's in the way then? Mm-hmm. If it's pointing in the wrong direction, how do I know? Mm-hmm. Right? And I think the simplest question the simplest statement is, your life lived is evidence of what you actually believe is true. Mm-hmm. Not what you say is true, right? Because I was like, no, pornography is bad, right? But deep under that, I didn't want to feel unlovable. Right. That was really, and I thought that was the best move.
Yeah.
I think just look at the evidence of your life, which points to what you actually believe.
So, all right. I'll take it to the physical part, right?
All right, good.
All right, let's go fitness. So, for the longest time, I would tell myself, I'm going to wake up in the morning, go work out. Failed. Going to try again tomorrow. Failed. Going to try again the 3rd time. Failed. I'm going to stop trying. Months go by. I'm going to try again. Mm-hmm. Fail. Do it again. All right, this time I did it. Now I got to wake up and do it again tomorrow. Fail. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to stop. So you get stuck in this cycle of like, I'm trying. And what hit me was, there is nothing that's going to make you go to the gym except you just go to the gym. I had to go back and start thinking, what are the things that are making me fail at this? Because I want to go, but I keep failing at it. And it's a couple of things that I noticed was, number one, you stay up late. Right? You want to go, but you stay up late.
You're pointing to the system.
Yeah. You know?
Good. Yeah.
So, and then number two, when you wake up, your first instinct is to just snooze the alarm.
That's right.
Right? So if you want to go to sleep early, put the phone somewhere far away so you can get up.
You have to get up.
You have to get
That's
up.
right.
And then number three, here I'll add a third one, you're not dressed to go to the gym. Put on your gym clothes when you go to sleep. So what helped me start that streak was I go to sleep with my gym clothes, right? My phone is far away. And then my alarm is set for me to go to sleep at 9 p.m. When those three things are in place, I'm getting up and going to the gym. I'm not waiting for the motivation. I'm not waiting. And, you know, the things that happen in that scenario is go back to sleep. It feels better.
It feels better.
You know?
I'm tired. Sleep is best.
Sleep is best.
Sleep is best.
You know? But to be honest, I had to recognize the reality that I'm choosing is I want comfort.
Yeah.
But no, I want to be better than that.
That's right.
So I'm going to have to choose discomfort.
That's right.
And it was just a choice. That's it.
Yeah.
There was no magic pill to it. It's just I choose discomfort. That's it. And that's what started the trend. And from the trend, it became a lifestyle. And now I'm like, I'm look forward to it.
Yeah.
To the point that every time I go, I'm like, I feel like myself now. When I don't go, I feel like a totally different person.
How about that?
And now I feel like myself now.
Like where before, it was very easy to watch pornography, though it came with a lot of guilt and shame and whatever else, right? Now, if I were to watch pornography, I wouldn't even be able to recognize myself.
Yes.
And so there is a complete shift in how you see yourself.
Yeah.
And then both those things kind of work in tandem, right? The identity works in tandem with the action and vice versa because they both help build, right, what the direction everything's pointing toward, basically. And the system that you have for the physical, right, is your environment. And so the system for the spirit is how you respond to your environment.
Correct.
Right? So then, like, what can empty your cup, your man-made cup of body and soul? Because God is spirit. That's what connects us to God, right? We were all spiritually dead, so you had none of that. So all you have was these two cups, and it's very limited and very exhausting. Yeah. Right? So what you do on the spiritual side, when life tries to convince you of a lie, right? Whether it's like, I didn't perform well at work because I'm not good enough, right? The system you apply as soon as that thought or that feeling comes into you, right, is equivalent to the system you put in place to go to the gym, right? You analyze what you were currently doing and then looked at that and said, this is never going to work. If I stay up late and put my phone beside me and snooze, I am actually never going to unless I fall asleep in a gym, I'm never waking up and going to the gym. On the spiritual side, responding to a lie of I'm not good enough, right? If your current system is sit there and ruminate on that and then think about other times you've been a screw up and then fear about the future, about if this continues, this is what's going to happen, your system sucks. Yeah. Your system is going to let you stay the same, if not get worse, right? Just like if you never go to the gym, you will not only not get any better, you will continue to decline. So the response to I'm not good enough is that true? Yeah. Do I get more or less value based on how I perform at work? Well, did your performance at work or how people at work see you create you? Did any of those things create you? Then none of them have authority to tell you who you are. Right? Only God does. So then I'm not good enough. Is that true? No. What my performance at work has no permission to tell me who I am. Right. If I perform well at work or bad at work, neither of these will give me more value or less value. Right? It's just a measure of how I'm performing. Correct. It's a feedback system to see Is there something wrong with my performance? And then you can go and check that system too in the physical. But it's got to start in the spiritual. God, thank you so much that is not true. God, thank you so much that doesn't have any permission to tell me who I am. Correct. And then you have a clear head, a full cup to step into the physical.
So I think I said this in the last podcast. Read that first question one more time so I can answer to that a little bit.
We say we want to be godly men. But honestly, are you actually training for godliness, or are you just hoping it happens by accident?
All right. So I know a lot of guys. We've done a lot of groups, right? And I've been in different groups throughout life with a bunch of guys where a lot of us are talking about we want to be godly men, we want to be godly husbands, we want to be godly fathers. We want to do we are striving towards that, right? And honestly, one of the things that, and I'm pretty sure I said this last time, was that I felt like God was speaking to me a couple of years back now, where he said some things are going to have to die.
Yeah.
You keep asking, that you keep asking me, I want to be a godly man. Number one, you have all of it already in you. It's there. What you need to do that is there. But Albert, things are going to have to go. It just won't happen that way, right? And one of the first major milestones that God was like, this needs to die permanently, was the pornography. I don't know how another way to saying it. It's almost like you're taking 3 steps forward and 4 back, 3 forward, 4 steps back, 3 forward, 4 steps back. It's like you're not progressing where you want. The progress that you're thinking is occurring is an illusion. Because you wake up, you're reading my scripture, but then you're filling yourself with something else at night. So that world cannot exist. There's just no place for that where I want you to go. So it has to come from a place of, are you willing to let something die so you can go where you need to go next? And that revelation honestly was a huge turning point for me, where I was like, Lord, I want that to die. And it wasn't one of those, I'm just throwing it out there. I really want it to die because I want to get closer to you. I want to get closer to where you're calling me to be.
That's right.
Okay. And it was a painful process. But like you said, I would be a totally different person. I see, like, it's different, dude. Like, I see 2 different Alberts almost. Like, wow. Like, there's the Albert that was, I don't know, holding an empty jar of I don't know what, hoping something would come out of it. And he's constantly pouring and nothing's coming out. But he's thinking, okay, I'm full. You're not full. You're just still dying of thirst here. Like, you're not doing anything. Let it die. Stop it. And that honestly pushed me to a place where it's like, God, like, I understand now what you were talking about. Like, I understand what it means to be filled by the Spirit now, because now it's like, I remember telling this to Brittany. I was like, babe, like, it's different. Think about it. There's nothing for me to turn to now. There's nothing for me to turn to, except just God at this point, and it's been amazing, because now I see how that can sustain you. And not only sustain you, but my God, flourish you. Right? Hence, here's the podcast. Like, is this where this needs to die in order for you to go where you need to go next?
Yeah, I compare something's got to die, right? And something bad has to die.
Yep. And
what's fascinating, but makes sense, even if something bad dies, you still experience grief. You understand? Like, we expect that if I let this go, something good should happen. And it ultimately will.
Ultimately, it will.
But you will, and this applies to so many things in our life, When you leave Egypt, you have to go through a wilderness place before you get to the promised land. So you will leave something bad and you will experience discomfort, grief, confusion, frustration on the way to something better without tasting it yet. So you know, or at least you hope, better's coming, but you ain't tasted none of it yet. And that Egypt is calling you back because you know that place.
Yep.
But the only thing you don't recognize is that the pain you're in now, right? You are trading for the pain you've already grown numb to when you were in Egypt watching pornography. Like, it was very painful in being addicted to pornography. The shame, the guilt, losing out on living out what I was always made for.
Yep.
But I had grown numb to it. I was just used to it at that point. I was nose blind to that old cat lady smell, right?
Yeah.
They have no idea how bad they smell,
Correct.
right? But when you walk in, you do, right? They're nose blind. You are pain blind at that point. And so when you experience the new pain of letting that die, it feels drastic. It feels incredibly painful, and it almost feels like I think I did something wrong.
Oh, man.
And you think it's always going to be that painful.
Yeah.
So you're like, ooh, I don't want to experience this every single day for the rest of my life. I'll just go back.
Yeah.
I'll just go back.
Yeah.
But you don't realize that you can actually grow numb to that as well from a good, healthy place.
Yeah, it's you go back because for the longest time you've tricked yourself. This fills my cup. No, it's not filling anything. It's only making you more hollow.
That's right.
Only increasing the real spiritual need that you're in need of.
Yeah.
You know, that's all it does. Is just carving out more of a hole in there. So I mean, honestly, I didn't even think about that, but to get to that point where you start looking at the areas of your life that, you know, fill your cup, fill you, you know, to be who you are. You know, I almost need to really start with understanding where are all the things pointing at.
That's
right. And if you're out there and pornography is a struggle, that is a huge wall that you have to bring down.
Yeah, just look at what you naturally do without trying. That's where everything's pointing. That's it.
Yeah.
I think we take this for granted because let's say, for example, you're going through a season where you're just procrastinating on stuff. To you, procrastinating is best.
Correct.
And so all your motivation, discipline, and willpower are pointed toward procrastination.
Yeah.
Don't work on those things for a monotony of reasons.
Yeah.
Right? It could be fear of failure. It could be like, I'm not good enough. There's no point. There's no hope. There's so many different reasons why. But not having to go there is best. Therefore, procrastination is best.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, do you actually truly believe that's true? And you're like, no, procrastination's not fixing anything. You're like, good. Start there. Start there. God, you did not make me to procrastinate and avoid things. God, you made me to solve problems with you. God, that's what I was created to be really good at. God, thank you that the way I'm living is not who I really am. It's just me living out a false identity. And then keep going and keep getting behind the wheel of that new identity. Because at first it sucks driving.
Right.
Because driving's hard at first. And there's just staying in your lane feels hard. You drive for like a couple months and all of a sudden you stop thinking about driving and you just drive.
Yeah.
Same thing for an identity.
Yeah.
The first couple of times it feels like this is a lot of work. I have to try to take down a false identity and rebuild a new one in the midst of not really feeling the benefits of believing it's true yet.
Correct.
Because the lie's still speaking loud. But if you keep going, at some point you don't even have to think about driving.
Right.
It's about as clear as if I came and tried to convince you that you're a squirrel every day. You are so solid in your humanity.
Yep.
At no point are you going to think, maybe I am.
Maybe I am.
Maybe I am. I do like storing things during winter. You know, like at no point would you think that's you.
Right.
But if I raised a child with no background for that and convinced them every day that they're a squirrel, they would have nothing solid.
So true.
And I could convince them that they're a squirrel.
So true.
And treat them like a squirrel. And only reward them for behaving like a squirrel.
So true.
You see what I'm saying?
So true.
So when you have so many wheels behind I wasn't created for that. I wasn't made for that. God, thank you that you see me through this lens, that I have everything required for life and godliness.
Yeah.
And you do that so many times, you don't have to even think about it. You just know, oh, that's not me.
So let me ask you this. I mean, this just changed my thought about this next question.
Okay.
Honestly, you threw a loop in here. So, do you think that the world is somehow conditioning us to say, you are a squirrel. You are a squirrel. You are a squirrel.
Yes. Yeah, it's basically and its own different flavors, right?
Right.
Whether it's gender, whether it's a political stance, whether it's a race or an ethnicity, which I did not pronounce right, right? Whether it's your patriotism to your country or lack thereof, your friend group. Like, there's so many different things that are trying to influence and tell you who you are.
Yeah.
All of which can change.
Constantly changes.
So imagine when your identity changes from day to day or moment to moment, and you're trying to make decisions about a future.
Oh, it's impossible.
It's chaotic, right? Because we have two different worldviews. You have the worldly worldview, and you have the Bible worldview.
Yep.
The worldly worldview tells you you are what you do, how people treat you, where you come from, you are your circumstances, you are how you feel, right? That's 5 different voices, and we could expand those out to even more, right?
Well, when I'll kind of pause right there, but when they do that, they also point you to things that you need to do to then fill that hole even more, right? So from the political part, right, they just keep, what I see, or at least when I'm taken by it, the rhetoric that's out there, sometimes I jump on the same bandwagon, so I'm starting to like consume more of the same thing over and over again, and it's not filling any cup. It's just taking me off more, right? And then on the gender stuff, like kind of like episode 1, the whole red pill stuff. Well, somehow this is bringing me energy because it's validating a lot of thoughts that I have.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I find myself like, this is not even based on scripture.
No.
Like, what am I doing here, right? So not only does the world tell you you're a squirrel, but also here's the nut that you need to be eating from now, moving forward, to be a good squirrel.
To be a good squirrel. Yep.
So you really
or to be an
careful.
Accepted squirrel.
That if you want to be part of the tribe,
Correct.
this is what you need to be doing.
Correct. And so if you get your identity from the worldly standard of these things, these 5 broad categories, you have 5 voices speaking to you at all times, right? People go, I feel so much anxiety, probably because what you do, if it had a voice, is telling you, right, who you are, which is then dictating the decisions you make, right? Because there's not an area of your life that isn't impacted by what you believe is true about you. So then how people treating you has a voice, what you're going through has a voice, where you come from has a voice, and how you feel has a voice, right? So one of them has to win. So even if you make a decision based on how you feel, which is, say, fear, right? That one's the one going, good choice. But the other 4 are not agreeing.
Yeah.
They're all saying, you should have done this. But what about, right? So they're all doing that. Yeah. And so even time when you make decisions, you go, I am so stressed out.
Yeah.
And I have a hard time making a decision. And when I finally make a decision, I still don't feel good about it.
Yeah.
Because you don't know who you are. But the Bible identity is you are what God created you to be. Which is exactly what he restored and redeemed on the cross. He's taken you right back to the beginning before the curse of sin. And so that never changes. It's solid. You can stand on it, and you can make decisions from that place. Here, this is an emotional roller coaster.
So I noticed myself, like, just talking to different people, we'll talk, they want to bring up politics. And for the last couple of years, I've been finding myself telling them, like, honestly, I don't even care anymore. And it's not from the perspective of I don't care what's happening around the world, but it's coming from a place of, I don't know, man. Like, that stuff, my world revolved around it too much.
And you saw the outcome of it.
Yeah. And I don't know. I just made the choice. I was like, I don't really care. Like, it doesn't fill me. It doesn't. it does nothing for me to hear
correct.
it, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about other stuff that is better, and but I know for a fact that a lot of this, for me, it was the political stuff. I need to remove myself from it more and more and more and more, because I started noticing this is either making me anxious or mad, or help making me take sides, and it's not giving me life. It's only sucking life away from me.
That's right.
So I started noticing, I'm like, this takes energy.
Correct.
This takes a lot of energy to entertain. I don't want to entertain this anymore.
Correct.
And I just withdrew from it. I just said, I'm done with it. It's not that I don't care, but it's not giving me energy. So I'm not gonna entertain it anymore.
Correct. I am no longer subscribing to this telling me who I am and how I should live and how I should feel and how I should think, basically.
Yeah.
Now, I think the healthiest view on politics, and I tell people this a lot, like, how many different issues are there that the world's facing right now
Oh man,
on any given moment?
how many issues is the world facing?
Yeah. Big and small. How many?
Insurmountable amount of issues.
Great. Now, Albert, what are the chances of you being able to care equally about every single one of those things?
No chance.
No chance.
No chance.
All right? And so you will find things in our life that we are naturally gravitated toward that we don't really have to try very hard to want to be a part of,
Yeah.
right? Whether it's something charitable or service or relational or whatever else, right? There's a lot of issues that we already naturally as an individual gravitate towards. Without really having to try, we actually want to, right? That's God putting something individual in you, which is his gift to you and your gift to the world, okay? Sometimes people jump into that and they're very passionate about it, and then they get oddly legalistic about you should also care what I care about with the same energy and passion I have for these people, because this is a big issue, right?
Yeah.
And so we get upset when other people don't care about the same thing that we care about.
Yeah.
Politics included.
Yep.
So you can say, like, I don't care about that, and that person hears, you don't care about the most important thing about me and the country and what we died for and soldiers and all this. Like, you say, I don't care about this, and they hear something completely different, because I do believe we need Christians in politics.
Oh, absolutely.
100%. If people are going to make laws, I want them to be biblical, sound, doctrinal laws.
Correct.
I want it. Do I want a pope overcharging the government, church and state? No. Not at all. I like our voting system as it is, right? Representing what the people want. And so I do want people in politics. I want people who have a capacity to be up to date on what's going on in the world from an unbiased place, and they not get sucked into it and it becomes their identity.
That's the key thing.
That's the key thing, right?
Yeah.
But not everyone can care about that stuff, because most of them are just getting sucked in by fear and not by something God gave you to step into and help redeem.
Right. And I think, honestly, that's a good way to figure out, if what you're, as you're kind of doing an inventory of everything you're involved in, right? What gives me energy? What doesn't give me energy?
Correct.
Right? If politics is one that gives you energy, the right kind of energy,
Correct.
Then hey, you might be steered to be involved in that in some capacity, right?
Correct.
But if it doesn't, if it gives you anxiety, if it gives you worry, if it just makes you mad, if it makes you lose connection with family,
That's correct.
If it does any of those things and you're a Christian, I think you should take a moment.
You can do a check.
You need to.
It's a check in your spirit that says this is not for you.
It's not for you. I mean, I'm 100% confident that for a lot of people, the Holy Spirit's already been talking to them. This is not for you.
Oh yeah,
this is not for you.
If you are pretty up to date on news and your news channels and whatever else, and you have a discussion with someone else who has a differing political stance, and you already feel some level of resentment or hatred or bitterness or whatever else, like, I don't want to be around you anymore, kind of whatever. Right. It's a check in your spirit.
It's a check in the spirit, and that's the honest truth. And I think people are looking, they're searching so hard to try to be a part of something or belong to something, or they're looking for something that just brings them life, energy, whatever you want to call it. But man, if it comes at the cost of you having to tear down relationships that are typically healthy just because that thing is not telling you,
that's right,
they're not part of the club, you should think twice about the path you're walking. And that's the best way I can put it. You really should think twice. So I started noticing for myself that early on, I'm like, we're dividing lines. We're adding lines here. We're dividing it. There's tribalism everywhere. And I said, God, this is not for you. I hear you, Lord. All right, I'm backing out. Like, I'm backing out. I remember unsubscribing from everything that I was following. At the time, Twitter, and stuff on YouTube. I went through a massive list of like unsubscribe. It was a purge.
Yeah.
And on Apple Podcasts, unsubscribe. I purged everything. And I've yet to listen to any of it ever since then because I learned, I was like, this shouldn't be making me take sides.
That's right.
Right. And a lot of the stuff that I was hearing is I'm hearing God saying like, this doesn't align with anything that I say, at least some of the message might be okay. But if it comes at the cost of you getting angry over people about this and want to go online and do it, this is not me. There's nothing to do with me.
Well, it's like
I backed away.
I created more enemies, and not because I love Jesus more.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
You see what I'm saying?
So...
It's like, that's it. Like,
oh, gosh, that's true.
So you can look at that and go,
yeah,
this is not seeking his kingdom.
It's not.
This is seeking the kingdom of my political party. And that ain't his.
It's not his.
It's not his. And we put way too much equity and energy and effort and thoughts and feelings into that thing.
Yeah.
And it's something that mankind made up.
I think that's the key question, right? So when you're looking at putting your system in place, I honestly think about, all right, is this a God measurement or a man-made measurement, right? And I applied that same question to my relationship with Brittany. All the things about our marriage, is this measurement coming from God, or is this a measurement that came from something online that I read,
right,
or a video that I saw, and that helped me start letting go of a lot of stuff, right? So when it comes down to this particular part about filling your cup, you need to ask yourself the questions: are these things coming from God, or are they not? Because if you go back to 1 Timothy, it does say it at the very beginning, that physical training is of some good value. It's not all the value, but it is of some good value.
That's right.
Right. So when I started taking fitness a little bit more seriously, like actually incorporate it into my life, right? That verse stood out. Albert, it's of some value. Who am I to say like, nah, that's not that important? No, I'm literally telling you it's of some value.
Yeah.
You should do it. Not only should you listen to a doctor, but it's in the Bible. Who would have thought, right? It's of some value. So, that helped me kind of take it a little bit more seriously too. Like I should probably do that, So, and then the rest of it, kind of going back to the topic. I know we went into politics a little bit. I started thinking about this whole, I call it the theology of the alarm clock.
Okay.
All right, kind of pivoting back to this one, and I think I had a question around it. Initially, that was going to be the title of this podcast episode, the theology of the alarm clock.
Oh, this question is killer.
Yeah, dude. So I have if you can't even win the I call it the 30-second battle against your snooze button, because it is a battle. Why should your family trust you to lead them through a real crisis?
Ugh.
Sounds super insignificant, but honestly, if you really think about it, it's major.
Yeah, and I don't think it's necessarily, because I can already see some pushback from people of like, okay, a snooze button going to the gym, right, is not the same in priority as protecting your family in the case of a crisis, right? Obviously, you'd be more motivated to protect your family versus as motivation. Like, imagine you felt the same level of adrenaline to get up in the morning as you did as someone's trying to break into your home. You're dead.
Yeah.
You're dead by 24. Like, your heart would explode.
Yep.
So I can see where the comparison is. I think the comparison here that's really important, that I think this is you're trying to make, but like,
go ahead.
Let me try and steel man this, is if you can't take something that is this small as a priority because you said you want to do this and you won't even do that, it only gets worse as you go up on the crisis or priority list.
Correct.
Where it's like, are you actually going to stick to your word, right, and do something as insignificant as fight a 30-second battle in your mind to not press a snooze button and stand up, right? Or are you going to just say things and then really not live those things out?
I correlate it to pornography, right? I'm going to stop. And you don't stop.
Yes. Oh, that's such a... That is... Oh, gosh. Because what sums that up is I said last time was the last time.
There you go.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
People don't think about this thing, but
Correct.
I'm like, it's the same thing.
And then not jumping into, again, if I just had more willpower. It's not that.
It's not.
It is a what do you believe is true? That's it. Is snoozing better than taking care of your body in the gym? No, it's not.
There you go.
It's not. But if I believe that's best, which is be a lie, right? That doesn't mean sleep's not important, but neglecting taking care of your body for just a little bit more sleep, what are we doing? Go to bed early. Like you said, put the system in place, right? We can fix this, right?
Yeah.
Let boredom take over. You will find a solution to it. Like, that has to go, and it has to be replaced with the truth, right? And it can literally be as simple as, like, taking care of my body and honoring the temple is more important than a little bit extra sleep. God, thank you that my body, was given to me for a purpose to express what you created me to do.
Correct.
I'm going to go take care of it.
Correct.
And then put the system in place.
Put it in place.
Right? And then let the system work. And you may have to tweak it a little bit, right? I put in plenty of systems in my life which were absolute garbage. They didn't work. I'll tell you a perfectly good system for pornography. I never used one of these, but I know plenty of guys that have tried.
Okay.
Password protection.
Ooh.
Right?
Yep. Okay.
But you know the password, or you know a way around it. It's stupid. That system's dumb.
Correct.
That system is 100% dumb. If you know a way around it, right? Because all you need is, I don't know, a second phone, an old iPod that can connect to Wi-Fi.
You've got access.
A laptop.
You've got a way.
You got a way.
You've got a way.
It's a complete waste of time.
I 100% agree with that.
Right?
You know, it may hurt. It may help some. For us, like this is not going to work.
That's right.
So kind of going back to that question, right? Honestly, dude, to me, those 30 seconds of you battling that snooze button is probably one of the most important fights you'll have that day.
And I think what's interesting is the battle started the night before.
Yeah.
Right? If you start fighting in the middle of the fight, which is when the alarm goes off,
you're
already bound to lose.
Yeah.
And so, like, fight proactively, right? Same thing with pornography, right? You should respond in a way that builds up your new identity and puts off the old after watching pornography when you stumble into it.
Right.
But also, while you're not watching pornography, in between incidents or struggles or whatever else, you should have a moment, like you said, how about just early in the morning in silence with God in your Bible,
right?
Where you go, God, thank you so much that the things that I have done is not who I am.
Correct.
God, thank you so much that I can't add any more value to myself, and I'm so valuable. You killed your son to show it. God, thank you that that's me. That's the fight before you have to fight in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you something. If you're in the middle of watching pornography, you lost.
You lost. You lost already.
You've lost.
You lost. You lost, dude. You know the decision to watch pornography, the decision to wake up in the morning to go set what you're gonna do. Mm-hmm. Those fights are so similar.
Yeah,
they're so similar, and I've noticed, and I tell myself this all the time. I go to sleep thinking already there's going to be a fight in the morning, and I'm going to choose to get up. Like, I have to go to bed already telling myself this is the choice we're going to make. Not this is why, because it's such a good training ground, because I am the most sleepy. I am not 100% there, you know, and I easily, I'm in the most comfortable place in the house, my bed.
Yeah.
I have all the reasons to lose that fight. So I have to tell myself early in the morning, it is a choice that we're making. It is a choice that we're making. It is a choice that we're making. No motivation, just choice. It's the same fight with pornography.
100%.
I'm making the choice not to watch. I'm walking away. I'm walking away. Those fights are very similar. Wherever it gets you, right? Whenever with the pornography part, if you know if these things are in place, I am more likely to watch. For me, if I am half awake in bed, it's warm, I am more likely to hit the snooze button. You see the correlation there? I have to start prepping way before then.
That's right. You know what's beautiful, though? And this is getting me really excited. The night before statements, I am going to get up, is attached to an I am identity statement, right? I am going to get up because I am one who gets up, right? It's baked underneath all of that, right? I am not going to watch pornography, right? We only do stuff we believe is best. Ever. Always. There is no exception to that. You can try and make exceptions to it. It doesn't work, right? Even if like, well, they're forcing me to. Okay, then you believe being forced and not resisting is best. You're still doing what you believe is best.
That's it.
Right? You're still doing what you believe is best. So the I am stuff, I think that's incredibly powerful and probably incredibly neglected. Because it's so simple and your problems feel complicated. So you look for a complicated solution. So when two weirdos on a podcast say, just tell yourself what you're going to do and do it consistently, you go, that don't work.
It works.
That won't work.
So the pornography part, you've heard of HALT. When you're hungry, when you're angry, when you're lonely, you're tired.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So I had to learn to recognize I had to learn to recognize when I was walking in one of those, right? Because at that point, that meant I am likely to watch pornography. I'm hungry, I'm angry, I'm lonely, I'm tired. So what I noticed with my pattern was the lonely.
Yeah.
So I had to learn to tell myself, I will not be alone. I will not be alone. I will not be alone. And not only from a spiritual sense, right? But literally, like if I were to come home this couple years, I would tell myself, all right, I'm not going to go to my office tonight. I'm just not. I'm not. I'm going to go home. I'm going straight to the living room. Going to be around my family.
Yeah.
Every single day I made that choice. And when they go to bed, I'm going to bed. Every single day. I had to tell myself. Why? Because I recognize there's no app out there that's going to stop me from looking for it.
No.
There's no firewall I can put in place. There's nothing that's going to stop me from looking for it. If I want to find it, I will find it.
If I'm a caveman, I will chisel it on the cave of my wall. Like, I don't think people realize
Right. But
how determined we can be.
Right. When you're in that, you can really, fall for all that. But I had to learn to recognize the patterns of behavior that kept me from moving forward.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I understood it. It was, if I'm lonely, if I'm tired, I'm likely to fall for it. So I learned to tell myself early on, before I even got home, you're going to shower, you're going to go be in the living room with your family. And when the lights are off, you're in bed every single day. Don't create the situation where you're going to fail. So for this particular part, the whole theology of the alarm clock is the fight starts early. If you're going to get up in the morning to fill your cup, get with God, go to the gym, you have to start that battle the night before.
That's right.
You have to tell yourself, I have to recognize, I understand what's going to make me fail. My bed is going to be warm. It's going to be comfortable. And I'm going to just want to hit that snooze button. No, I will not do it. I will not do it. I will not do it. So you go to sleep with that determination stuck in your head already.
Yeah.
So guess what happens when you wake up? You are likely to wake up with that mindset still.
That's right.
And that's what's helped me to just going to get up, go to the gym. That's it. There's nothing else to it. There's nothing to think about. There's nothing to talk about. The only time that I will fall for it, if it's rainy and it's cold and I'm like, I don't know. But even then, I'm like...
Because I didn't go to bed with an umbrella and a raincoat.
I didn't prepare for that. I didn't prepare for that, But, once I kind of get into it, I'm like, all right, you know what I have to do? Schedule my car to be warm ahead of time. So I could program my car to be warmed up before I got in it. So I say, you know what? I didn't go yesterday because my car was cold. I'm going to set a schedule on it. And it starts warming up at 5 a.m. That's it. Remove the excuse. Why hold on to it?
Yeah, and I think that's probably the biggest thing, that if it's really easy, and understand this. There's no win out of the thought process of that won't work for me.
Yeah, no, there's none.
You don't win any points for that. None.
There's none.
And so you got to understand that God didn't create you individually for his word not to work in your life. Unless somehow you are above that and excluded, and I can guarantee you that's not true, right? You were made to live this way.
Yep.
You were made to live exactly what God created you to be, in godliness, empowered by him, right? Stepping into exactly what you were made for.
Correct. And and I kind of wanted to end it with this question, if your body is the hardware for God's mission, and this is the physical part, right? Because going back to 1 Timothy, it says it's of some good value. But at what point does being out of shape become a failure of stewardship? And stewardship is being able to manage, your time.
That's right.
Your talents, your resources, your environment.
Yep.
So I almost beg the question, or throw the question out there: do you see your body as a resource that God has given you? Like, how many people think about it that way? This is a resource that God's given me. Not a lot of people think about it that way.
I think they may not use the language resource, but they see their bodies as a means to an end. My body is a means to experience comfort and pleasure and run away from pain, right? So it's like that. That's what my body is for. But when you see it as God gave Adam and Eve a body to manifest or reveal who they truly were on the inside out into the physical world, right? Right. Humans are spirit. We are. Right? And that's what we really are. Yeah, and so we were given a flesh bag. Right? To say it and through another lens, right? We say vessel, right? We were giving a meat sack to we could operate in the physical world, because mankind was given dominion and authority over it since they were made from it, and they needed a means to operate in it. And that's what your body is for. Right. Which means if God was giving you something, just like everything else, we can misuse it. Absolutely. And mistreat it. Yeah. Right? And exploit things. Right? Whether that's through food or neglect or whatever else. And this is speaking to me because I think the past 2 months, I feel like God's been like, you need to get your act together, right?
Yeah.
If you don't start, because how old are you, Albert?
37.
37, so I'm 34.
Uh-huh.
I am banking and benefiting from what I did in my 20s. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like as in my 30s,
Yep.
I'm actually benefiting from the work I put in my 20s,
Yep.
right? And so I'm thinking, this will just last forever. It's not.
Yeah.
So if I am now 44
Mm-hmm.
and I have to bank on the effort I put in when I was in my 30s, I'm going to look like a sack of taters. For sure. Like a chewed up, wadded piece of gum, right? That's what my 40s is going to be if this continues,
Yeah.
right? So thinking about how we're applying this, my systems suck, right? And so does my identity around my body. Those two things are garbage, right? And I've got to turn the ship the other way.
Got to turn the ship.
Got to turn the ship the other way.
You got to, because the scriptural part and the physical part, when you're single, I think this is the time where you can really take a step back and really see it as a time of growth, right? But when you are married with children, I see it as this is how I make sure that the river keeps moving, right? Because I have other people that are tapping into me,
That's right.
I don't want to say for life, but for a continuation of our family life, right? So if I'm in bad shape, or if my time with God isn't there, and this is what they're tapping into, what are they tapping into at that point, right? So to some degree, I have to really start. I have to look at my own body as a resource. Honestly, that's very finite.
That's right.
It has a beginning and an end to it, right? And my lack of inaction is going to, speed up the process of the
Further decline.
further decline. And so when I start looking at things that way, and it might sound a little bit crazy, but when I look at it that way, I that puts urgency in me.
Correct.
Right? Not urgency from the perspective of I'm worried or I'm anxious or anything like that, but it lets me know, like, hey, like, I have work to do. Like, I have work to do. That's just how it goes.
That's right.
There's nothing else to it. I have to, I have a wife that, we talk all the time. We'll be married 50, 60, 70 years. Well, at the rate that I'm going, we won't. So put my,
right.
And same with my kids. I keep telling myself, I want to be there to see my kids and my grandkids and great grandkids and see them all get married and whatnot and bless them all. Well, at the rate that you're going, you're not.
Well, it's like, I always like the forward perspective of like, based on how my day has gone, would my 40, 50, 60-year-old self look back at me and go, thank you, or screw you?
Oh, dude, so good.
Right?
Yes.
So, like,
Yes.
what would they say based on this?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I do this now to me in my 20s based on
Yeah.
different things, right?
Yeah.
On the physical side, I would say, thank you.
Yep.
Because right now I'm coasting because of what you did back here, but I still need to get my act back together now because future me is looking back to me and going, screw you. You idiot. Like, you chose comfort then, and now you get nothing but discomfort now. You don't even have a choice now. This is what your knees look like, And so I think that's a good perspective to have. And not in the sense of like, screw you, you're a screw up.
Yeah.
It's not an identity thing.
Right.
It's just a scale to see, let's look under the hood and like, because the engine light's on.
Correct.
Now do something about it.
Correct. I think it's very important for you to really start looking at, for everyone to start looking at it that way, honestly. It's you there's the present you now where you're just living in the present, but there is a future you looking back and saying like, hey, 10 years from now, things will be a little bit different.
Yeah.
And if you don't change it up, we're going to have to live a certain way, not out of our choice, but out of the choices that, were made 10 years prior. So I look at my health and I'm like, I've got to make some choices to change things up. And then as far as the scripture goes, to me, it's one of those things. It's a lifetime view of things.
That's right.
You know, where I hear God saying, there's things I want you to do. There are places I want you to go. You don't know what they are, but the only way you're going to get there is if you're close to me and you're close enough to hear my prompting.
That's right.
So if you're not in solitude, if you're not in my word, how are you going to be able to hear me?
Yeah.
Right? And if you keep asking me to get closer to you, well, how can I when you don't have a system in place to make that happen? Like, it's not going to be accidental.
That's right.
It's going to have to be on purpose. So look at your entire schedule and carve it in. Put a system in place and protect that time. That's the main part. Protect that time. And the biggest part for me was the whole battle with the alarm clock. That is probably the biggest fight.
Yep.
If you're going to say, I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. to start this, then put a system in place to start. Go back and recognize what are the things that stop me from getting up at 5 a.m.
That's right.
Right? Once you recognize those things, start addressing them. Start being strategic about your placement of where your alarm goes. Start prepping yourself the night before and start seeing this as a battle. It's a 30-second battle where you're going to choose to continue down the path you're going or you're going to choose to do different. Right?
Yep.
And that 30 seconds of building that resilient mind is going to play out in other areas of your life.
Yeah, it has dividends.
It has dividends. 30 seconds has massive dividends.
Yeah.
They really do.
And I think, not to beat a dead horse, the 30-second battle is in a 24-hour war. Right? Like we said, it starts the night before. Right? The 30-second is just a pivotal moment that determines the rest of the war.
It does.
Which is determined a lot by what happened before leading up to that.
Yep.
Right? So I think we can do the same thing with things like pornography or other sins and struggles and things of that sort. We think the battle is the 30 seconds where you feel something and you go, I want to go watch pornography. And you're like, resist. Nah. And you go watch it.
Yeah.
That battle, right, is a part of a bigger war, right? So the proactive stuff you do in advance, the systems you put in place and you tweak as you step into that, all of that comes together to determine how that 30 seconds went, right?
Correct.
It's like the Olympic sprinter who's doing the 100-meter dash. They run for like a handful of seconds and they train their whole lives for it.
Basically.
You understand? So and the more of those battles you win, also, the easier the battles get into the future as well.
It sure will.
I think one of the most important pieces of winning this battle, and we talk about this radical openness.
Yeah.
Right? Just two dudes being radically open.
Yeah.
Right? One of the most important things you can do is actually having someone that you can tell what you're struggling with, that puts you in a bad light, and that other person can build you up because they know, and you know, that ain't you.
That ain't you.
Because the more you open up about that stuff, right, the more, not just for the sake of sharing, but for the sake of replacing it with the truth, the more you open it up, the more your old self dies.
Yep.
I'm not afraid for you to know about my past because that past me is dead.
Right.
It's no longer I who live. It's Christ in me.
That's honestly what makes all of this easy to talk about. It's the fact that we know the past is dead.
Yeah, go a few years back. How many people would you tell about struggling with pornography?
Oh God, never.
None.
Never.
Absolutely not. I spent 2 decades addicted to pornography. Didn't tell a soul. Didn't tell a soul.
It's just insane how, when you let it die, you're like, oh, it's easy to talk about that part. That part of life. Like, absolutely. Right. All right, this is part 1.
Part 1. We thought we would get 2 in.
It's a lot.
Albert, we were wrong.
It's a lot.
We were wrong.
It's a lot.
Part 2 next week.
Part 2 next week.
All right. Signing off.
All right.